And the fraction of the interval, 0 to pi for theta, for which this inequality is greater or equal to 0. The fact that it's factorized is actually a good thing. You've got to be really careful with inequalities, but here's what we can do here. We can say, right, we either have to have this one greater or equal to 0 and this one greater or equal to 0 at the same time, or I could have them both less than or equal to 0. In fact, I don't even need to consider the equals now because I've already dealt with that in the first case. So these are going to be my two different cases. Let's take a look at case 1 then. So for sine 2 theta minus a half to be greater or equal to 0, I need sine 2 theta to be greater or equal to a half. Right, let's sketch out that curve. So the sine curve between 0 and pi, sine 2 theta is going to look like this. So if I want it to be greater than a half, I am looking at this little region here. We're working in radians, so I'm going to get, I know it's 30 degrees, but it's going to be pi over 6 and 5 pi over 6. So that's going to be what I'm going to get. Pi over 6 is less than or equal to 2 theta, less than or equal to 5 pi over 6. Remember, don't forget about the 2 theta bit. And therefore, theta is going to be between pi over 12 and 5 pi over 12. But I also need sine theta to be greater than cos theta. So let's just investigate that. Now, actually, I've already drawn, no, that was sine 2 theta. So let's come back to drawing sine theta between 0 and pi. It's just going to come up and back down. And then cos theta is going to look like that. So I want sine theta to be greater or equal to cos theta to make this one greater or equal to 0. Okay, well, let's use the point at which they are actually equal to one another, which is pi over 4, because both of them are 1 over root 2 there. So if I want sine to be greater, it's going to be this region here. Therefore, it's pi over 4 less than or equal to theta less than or equal to pi. And what does that tell me? I'm just gonna have, because I need theta to be greater than pi over 12, but also greater or equal to pi over 4. The pi over 4 is going to win out, and I need it to be less than or equal to 5 pi over 12, but less than or equal to pi. The 5 pi over 12 is going to win out. So overall, this is going to be from case 1, that pi over 4 is less than or equal to theta, which is less than or equal to 5 pi over 12. Okay, that's not the end of the problem though, but that is like step 1 done. Just want to, maybe I didn't clarify that enough, so I've kind of, let me draw a little number line. So I've got pi over 12 to 5 pi over 12. And that's one of my inequalities. And then the second one that I found was pi over 4, which is going to be further on to pi. So this is what I'm talking about here. I need it to be this part where they're both true. And sorry, that bit there was the pi over 4. So that's why it's pi over 4 to 5 pi over 12. All right, let's move on to case 2. So this is when they're both less than 0. Sine 2 theta needs to be sine 2 theta needs to be now less than a half. And I can use the graph that I've already drawn. So I'm either going to get 0 less than or equal to, remember it's 2 theta I'm solving for. 0 less, I should say, yeah, less than or equal to 2 theta less than pi over 6, or 5 pi over 6 less than 2 theta less than or equal to 2 pi, which means I will then get 0 less than or equal to theta less than pi over 12, or 5 pi over 12 less than theta less than pi. Right, that is it for the first one. And then I need sine theta to be less than cos theta. So we can again look at the graph, and that is going to be actually only when theta is less than pi over 4. Okay, so that massively restricts things. So, by the way, pi over 4 is then going to be 3 pi over 12. So I've got this little region just, actually it's just going to be 0 to pi over 12. I need theta to be less than 3 pi over 12, which actually rules out this one. And I need theta to be between 0 and pi over 12. So 0 less than or equal to theta less than pi over 12 is my overall answer for case 2. I've got a feeling at this point it's not going to affect the answer that I should have stuck with less than or equal to's here. So I'm just going to put them back in. But because we're interested in we're interested in the fraction of the interval from 0 to pi for which these inequalities are true. It's not going to matter if I include these values or not, but technically I think that is how it should be. So we have an interval from 0 to pi, and then we've got this bit here, 0 to pi over 12, where case 2 is valid. And then we've got pi over 4, which is actually the same as 3 pi over 12 to 5 pi over 12, where the first case is valid. Pretty neat question here. So we just want the fractions. Let's add up this length, which is pi over 12. So this length, which is actually 2 pi over 12, add them up to get the full length of the interval for which the inequality is satisfied, and that's going to be 3 pi over 12. So the fraction will be 3 pi over 12 divided by pi, which gives me 3 over 12, or a quarter. And that is going to be our answer. So the fraction interval for which this inequality is satisfied is C, 1/4.